Welcome to my cutie little backyard. I'm actually giving this whole space a little makeover so that it can be like my creative space where I can film shuffle tutorials, where I can mix and hang out. So stay tuned for a YouTube on that. But today we are talking about shuffling, and specifically a training schedule for shuffling. I'm here to lay out for you, if I were to start from ground zero, what I would do, how I would practice like a full training split basically to get good at shuffling in time for festival season, because that's right around the corner. So if you follow this 3-month plan, I promise you'll be ready to hit the dance floor by the time Ultra or EDC comes out. Also, by the way, this microphone doesn't work. I just like talking into something. It helps me not do so much with my hands. So first, let's talk about how to structure your shuffling sessions. You should be practicing for at least 30 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week. I would say at least 3 times if you really want to see that growth and improvement in time for festival season. Now, the first 15 minutes of your session are going to be learning or drilling and practicing something new. And then the second 15 minutes or beyond, you can make them longer than 30 minutes, is going to be just freestyling, having fun while implementing what you learn. I personally cannot do a whole practice session just drilling. Not fun. Like, your session should be fun. Dancing should be fun. If it's not fun, what do you do? If you're first starting out and you're brand new to shuffling, your first few sessions might be really challenging and frustrating. I know, trust me, I was there. But just power through and know that if it's frustrating, if it's hard, that means you're getting better, and that's exactly where we want to be. So in month 1, we're going to focus on the basics, and we're really going to build a strong foundation. Too many people try to learn too many things at once, but you're so much better off just learning 1 to 2 things and putting a lot of time into that than learning a bunch of things that you put barely any time into. So in week 1, we are going to learn the running man. Now, you can find this tutorial on the shufflevault.com or on my YouTube as well. In fact, all of these moves and things I'm gonna list are on the Shuffle Vault, and a lot of them are also on my YouTube. So week 1 is the running man. Your first session might just be learning it, getting comfortable with it, practicing it to slow music. And then your second session, again, still practicing the running man, reinforcing that movement into your body, maybe practicing it to faster music, really focusing in on the running man, getting comfortable with it and feeling really solid with that movement. It may not be perfect by the end of week 1, but you're going to keep practicing it as the weeks go on. Now, in week number 2, you're just going to focus on the T-step. If the running man is bread, the T-step is butter. And in fact, historically, the T-step is actually the original shuffling move. This move is what's really going to make you look like you're floating across the floor, that sort of effortless look that shuffling is known for. Get comfortable with this movement, learning it, getting comfortable on both sides, because you are going to have a side that feels more dominant. Now in week number 3, we are going to focus on combining the running man and the T-step. You should easily be able to go from the running man to T-step and T-step to running man from our perch position. And you're going to practice this drill here to make sure that you can do that.
So for this drill, we're just going to do 3 and 3. 3 running man, 3 T-step, and then repeat. Right leg first. We're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and T-step in whatever pattern you want. And then 3 running man. Left and right and left and 1, 2, 3. And repeat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so on and so forth. Follow me from the back. We go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
So practice switching between these movements until it feels natural and easy. Or easy enough. You should be able to do it without thinking. If you're thinking about it, that's when you're going to mess up, right? We really want to ingrain this in our body. Okay, you've made it to week 4. You've gotten through the basics. Now we're going to add some fun stuff. You're going to practice traveling and spinning with your running man and with your T-step. So this is just going to add a little bit of movement with your shuffling. So I want you to practice doing some traveling from side to side with your running man, or even doing a spin with your running man. So these are 2 really basic movements that can really level up your shuffling and just make it look a little bit less repetitive. And a key tip to remember when you are traveling or spinning or moving with your shuffling, use your hips to lead you, and remember to square off with your shoulders, okay? That will really give it a clean and polished
So with the traveling, I'm just making small adjustments in how I place my feet and where I'm hopping, right? So if I'm doing the running man and I want to move this way, I might step my foot out a little this way. And again, leading with my hips, following with my shoulders. And then I continue, step a little bit more the other way, following with my hips and shoulders. Ha, 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 ha. And then you can go back and forth. You could go backwards or forward. Ha, 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 ha. And with spinning, same thing, but we're just going to add rotation in it. So ha, 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 ha. Or you could take it a little slower. Da, 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 da. And another spin I like to do that travels a little bit more, kind of goes out, together, out. So rather than spinning in one spot like this, ha, 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 I'm spinning in a line, going out, together, out. Boom. Takes up a little bit more space.
Month number 2, we're going to be improving on our basics. I know you're like, Emily, I'm so bored of just the running man and T-step. I want to do more. We'll get there. Be patient. You think you have mastered the running man, but you have not. I still work on my running man. I still work on my T-step. Like there's so many little things that we can tweak and improve upon. With week number 1, being focusing on speed. I know you could shuffle fast. Even if you're shuffling to like 128, you could be shuffling to 132. I've created a playlist, which I will link below, that goes from 120 to 132 beats per minute, increasing 2 beats per minute with each song. And I want you to start at 120, have a little sesh, move to the next song, have a little sesh, etc. Okay? Making sure you feel comfortable doing what we've learned so far to those BPMs. So in week number 2, we're going to focus on control. So in this week, I really want you to focus on keeping an engaged core and hopefully, if you can, practicing in front of a mirror. That will help you so much because you get that instant feedback, right? And if you can't practice in front of a mirror, then I want you to record yourself and watch yourself back. You should always be recording yourself and getting that feedback, so definitely be doing that. But if you have like a gym with a studio, that's a great place to go and practice. So again, week number 2, focusing on control and just making our movements really tight and precise. Week number 3, we're going to focus on our arm movements. Adding in some simple arm movements will not only make your shuffling look better, but it'll also add to that control that we talked about in week 2. Start out with some simple arm movements demonstrated here.
So with your arms, the most important thing is to keep relaxed shoulders and keep them back. If you're looking down all the time, try not to do that. Good posture, okay? The difference between this and this, I think it's obvious which one is better. So with that in mind, keeping your arm movements kind of loose and controlled is a good way to start. So rather than having like T-Rex arms up here, we just want to kind of think loose but controlled, right? Like my arms aren't doing anything in particular, they still have purpose. So that's a good place to start. And then you can also kind of think about your shoulders a little bit. So with like the running man, you might like go like a little bit opposite. So like when my left leg is forward, my right shoulder and right arm kind of comes forward. Same on the other side. Left shoulder, right leg. Ha, 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 ha. And then you can kind of naturally see how some arm movements might come into play. You can do a hold. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, okay? Play around with it. Use your own unique experiences to add in some arm movements. Say you're like a boxer and you want to throw in some punches with your running man. You go ha, 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 hoo, ha. Or maybe you've learned a few of my mezzing tutorials and you want to add in some of that. Ha, 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 ha. So play around with it. This is your opportunity to get creative and have fun with it. If you're like really not sure what to do, just start simple and think about following your legs. So what do I mean by that? If I'm T-stepping, I might just kind of follow my leg, back, out, over, or just 1, 2, 3, running man, 1, 2, 3, running man, 1, 2, 3. Notice how my arms are just kind of following and accentuating what I'm doing with my legs. And then from there, you can build and add your own creative twists to things.
Okay, week number 4, we're taking everything we learned so far and just flowing. I just want you to have 3 sessions that are just fun, but still implementing everything we've learned so far. So the running man, T-step, speed, control, arm movements, flow. That's kind of a lot, but we've had so many sessions up until this point that it should be pretty ingrained in you, but now we're just kind of putting it all into practice. Now in month 3, this is where it gets really fun because we're gonna learn some fun but simple moves to add into your flow. I know this is what you've all been waiting for. We want the tricks, we want the spice, we want the flavor. In week number 1, you are going to learn this kick spin.
The kick spin is pretty simple. All we're really doing is just going kick, kick, ha, ha. If I'm here, I'm hopping up onto my leg, kicking, maybe kicking again, coming up, landing. Okay, so from the back, that's and kick, and kick, and land. I might get into this a couple different ways. Maybe from the running man, I go 1, 2, back, kick, kick, land. So again, that's 1, 2, back, and kick, and land. Or I might go from like another spin. So say I'm doing that running man travel spin we learned earlier in the week. So if I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ha. And you don't even have to do 2 kicks. You could just do 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just like to do 2. I find that feels a little bit more natural for me. Whatever floats your boat, right? Not my boat.
Week number 2, we are going to learn the tuck glide.
So the tuck glide looks like this. Ha, ha, ha. Or just like this. Ha, ha. So it's a really easy move to get into from just the running man. I might go running man, kick, tuck, glide. Or running man, tuck, glide. Same move, 2 different ways and feels to the movement. So with the first one, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. The second way just kind of takes out that little hop. I kind of like adding in the hop and doing it the first way because it stays on that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So let's practice together from the back. We're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then from here back into the running man, and 5 and 6. Again, a more in-depth tutorial on the shuffle vault, but that's the gist. I think you got it.
And in week number 3, you're gonna learn the Charleston.
This is the first cutting shapes move we're putting in to our shuffling. So the Charleston looks like this, right? And the reason I chose the Charleston is because I find that it is easier to throw into shuffling than some of the other shapes moves. So let's go over the Charleston real quick from the back. We're here. We go and 1 and 2 and 3. Right, so my feet are crossed over in 5th position if you've done ballet. And then they go in and then ha, knees in, knees in, knees out. Ha, 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 ha. Except for my Charleston, I don't just keep my foot on the floor. I kind of hop into position. I go hop, 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 hop. Because I think, again, gives it that more shuffly look rather than that swing dancey sort of look. So let's talk about how to get into it. You can go straight from the running man. You go running man, Charleston. But that transition is quick, right? So I go running man from the bottom, and then immediately I go into this and position. So instead of this and, I'm here, knees in, to prepare myself for that Charleston. So again, from the back, that's running man, and Charleston, Charleston. That's going to require some quick thinking if you're first learning this. Once it's like drilled in your body, you're not even going to have to think about this. I promise. Like, this is second nature for me. Another way you can get into it that allows you a bit more time is maybe with the T-step. So you could go running man, T-step. And now notice how my knees and toes are already kind of in Charleston. Ha! So the T-step's a good move to kind of use as your transition. And same coming out of the Charleston. I might be here, and then I could go T-step, and then go into the running man. Ha! So that from the back. Running man, T-step, Charleston, or T-step, running man. So those are just the basic transitions. You could do as many running man, Charleston as you want, right? You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and ha, 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 ha. So many options.
Okay, your last week of your 3-month program. It's gonna be a fun one, but it's gonna be challenging. I want you to learn a choreo. This can be from me on the shuffleball, this can be from somebody else, but this is such a valuable learning tool, not only because it pushes you outside of your comfort zone, but because you're gonna see how other dancers put moves together. It's really going to expand your mind and help you learn so much in such a short time. It's gonna feel hard, it's gonna feel sticky. Stick with it, and I promise you'll get so much out of it. Even if you don't retain the whole choreo, you'll pluck out little pieces that you like that feel good in your body. You'll be able to throw that into your flow. And that's it. That's your 3-month program. And you're gonna be ready to shuffle. By Ultra, by EDC. You're gonna be killing it on the dance floor. I already know. And if you have like extra time until the festival, I would just kind of follow the same structure 3 times a week and just go out and flow. And maybe again, at the first 15 minutes every session, you learn something new that you want to throw in, or you learn another choreo another week. And just remember, the key to getting good at anything is just consistency and patience. And also remember to have freaking fun. Just have the most fun, and I promise you'll be the best dancer. And do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, comment below, do all the things. It just really helps me and my channel and helps me bring the best videos to you. Also, hope to maybe see you at a festival this year. So far, I don't have anything lined up. I'm hoping that EDC will invite me back to teach another muzzin class, but we'll see. And then I'm going to the Brooklyn Mirage in May for Sarah Landry. I shan't be shuffling to Sarah Landry because that is too damn fast. But I'm also going to go to Ibiza in July. And that's really all I have right now. So I'll keep you guys updated though if any festivals come up. Anyway.